I was asking her about it because I couldn't believe it. Because I've talked to her many, many times out there. I serenaded her out there with songs. I made so many songs there, like, with her prompting me to. Like, so many, it's incredible. But all out of just trying to keep from getting tortured there. And then after a while, oh, I'm straying off. But anyway, these gold foiled babies, they still got the guts and the brain and everything in them. So Elizabeth said, you have to eat them shallow, right? Now, I don't want to eat these things. She was like, she's just sick. Like, back in the day, when Luciferianism and stuff was way taboo because the church was more important back in the day, her
Don,
going...
before you go on, what does it mean to eat them shallow?
Oh, to eat them shallow because it's rotten on the inside. Like, I've never handled one of these things in real life, but if these cops that found them, but with this British agent that was looking to get them from a Taiwan guy, he was getting them to bring them to a cloning station somewhere for someone and to eat. And if you cut them open, the guts are still inside. They don't gut them or anything. So, and the inside guts turn rotten, and the brains turn rotten. I know it's a terrible thing to talk about, but it's, blew my mind too. But so they just eat the skin and like the arms and legs and like the surface muscles and stuff. It's really sick. They sit around out there. Sometimes they just sat around out there eating them. Like, I seen 3 people eating them at the same time. They were just showing me how, because I asked them about it, and then they had to show me them eating them. It was gross. Yeah.
I mean, I'm pretty sick to my stomach as you're talking.
Well, there's a semi-legal slave trade in the Sudan, Northeast Africa. You can just go there and buy people as slaves, I guess. I guess the Arabs kept it going as a holy thing. They need a slave outlet or something. So I guess there's still a slave trade in the Sudan. So people can go there and buy babies and make gold foil roast babies. And the funny thing is, the report on the gold foil baby finding thing, they said they found a bunch of babies in gold foil. But the strange thing was, they never said that you can smell the spices cooked into these roasted gold foil babies from 6 feet away. Like, I don't know what the spices are, but it's fragrant, okay? It's like, it's disgusting. It's you can smell it from ways away, and it had no say of that in the report. And,
well, most people would probably call it a stench instead of fragrant, when you're dealing with dead bodies.
No, it was spices. It was spices, like heavily spiced. And they smoke them with cannabis, too, and then they get a body stone when they eat them sometimes. It's that bad. They're so, what's the word? Like, there's so many things about them that there's just not a word. They just got more and more depraved over the years and trying to outdo each other in levels of evil to look cool, because back in the day, evil was cool. And faux pas and taboo and everything, and being a devil worshiper was cool because you were against the church and it was so dangerous and everything. But now people don't really think it's all that big. Like, all the celebrities there want to leave. Well, just about all of them. And people are trying to hold the place together, and I'm not helping them with making songs there anymore. And yeah, they're saying they don't have anything good put on the radio now, and like, because you don't understand, they had me doing like just about all of mainstream for a while. It became a religious thing after a while, and they just wanted me to make songs. They'd bring me there, and I'm like, let me guess, make you a song. They had me making songs for girls, for guys, Rihanna, Justin Timberlake, everybody. And sometimes they would put little hints and references in about me in videos and stuff. Some guy that looks like me or something. But like the Megadeth album cover, like, that was like a joke on me. It's not like an honor to be on that cover. They put me on there all cut up like they slashed me all up as a clone, like, I'm dead in the arena there. It's like a joke on me, because I don't know, it's not a cool thing anyway. They don't like me.
Now, Donald, earlier, I'm hearing music in the background. I'm not sure whose that is, but if you could mute your mics, if you've got music in the back. Donald, earlier I heard you say that you asked Megadeth to promote your songs, and that's why you're on the album, but now you're saying something else. Can you please
Oh no,
clarify?
I never asked them to promote them. They demanded that I make them songs. I asked them to put me on the cover because I wanted it for the future in case I could ever get unrepressed memory of the thing. I only got unrepressed memory when I was 30 years old. So I was there for 25 years and I couldn't put it together in real life. And they call it the awakening when they let you remember in real life. They manually, with the push of a button, allow you to remember. And so I remembered it all. They had to tell me gradually so I didn't have a heart attack. And this is how they communicate. They don't go to the Bohemian Grove anymore. They just discuss things at the cloning center. And it's a bunch of the leaders from the G20 countries go there, and it's all just like a big retarded party. And they do the absolute most disgusting things. Like someone in their country, a beauty pageant queen or something, they'll bring them there and drug them, have them running around naked doing stupid things. And sometimes just people that they don't like, they'll bring them there and torture them, sometimes to death, like in front of people, as an example, to show what they do to people that they don't like. But this person won't even remember in real life. They'll just get sicker and sicker and sicker, and they'll have a stroke or a heart attack or something. It happens. They gave Tila Tequila aneurysm this way.
Who's got a phone ringing in the background? Can you please mute yourself? I don't know who it is. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure this guy, Hugo Chavez, that just died from cancer, I'm sure that is the result of CIA or FBI manipulation of that man's body, because I've read a book called, what is it, Aunt Mary's Monkey or something like that. Let me get the book. Hang on a second. Yeah, Dr. Mary's Monkey. And Dr. Mary's Monkey is all about cancer-causing viruses, monkey viruses, that are in vaccines. So those of us who received a polio vaccine, especially between 1953 and 63, were likely to have been injected with these cancer-causing viruses. And our government did a lot of research about how to use these cancer-causing viruses to knock people out. They wanted to knock out Castro in Cuba, and apparently they didn't like Hugo Chavez too much either, so the fact that he died of cancer is extremely suspicious in light of this other information. Do you want to say something about that, Donald?
Well, they didn't like him. They used to discuss politics with me since I was a little kid, and it connects with how I made a bunch of songs there. After I made a bunch of songs, the politicians wanted to hang around with me and sit around and talk with me, because I made it like their favorite song in the 80s or something. And then they started trying to impress me by telling me what they had, what they could do, what they did, what they don't get caught for. And they all just sit around talking about world affairs, what they're going to do. It's all behind the scenes. Like, America thinks Obama is like Illuminati or something, and they should go with Ron Paul. But guess what? Ron Paul is Illuminati too. He goes to the cloning station and engages in all the disgusting stuff too. So does Hillary Clinton. So does Bill Clinton. He played saxophone there a few times when I was making songs, like back in the 90s. It's funny. All the politicians like to show off their other skills, their acting skills and singing skills and stuff for the celebrities, and then the celebrities in turn hang around with them, and sometimes they get to talk to them about world affairs and stuff, and give the world leaders advice, and sometimes the world leader will take the advice just to be friends with the celebrity. It's stupid. It's just the place has to be shut down.
Well, one thing I would not say about these people is that they're stupid, diabolically evil and dark, perhaps, but stupid, no.
Well, some of the main evils, though, they are pretty stupid, because the thing is, they're already dead, and they're recorded on microchip, and they're put into somebody else's head, but after they do that, it's flawed. They come back dumb as hell. And actually, they come back most of the time as a gay child molester. Seriously, for some reason. Doesn't that sound strange? For some reason, when you're undead clone, you come back a gay child molester. And sometimes they want to eat people, and sometimes they want to kill people and torture people. Just because, for some reason, they think they're jealous of real people, that they're not alive anymore, and I don't know, they have a one-track mind. They have to be babysat all the time by what people call handlers. They can't go to the grocery store by themselves. They're messed up.
People have, I don't know, people have said that most of us who are doing radio shows have handlers, so it sounds to me like these people have no souls.
Well, that's the thing. People have said that to me, but as a clone, well, as one of these clones, these duplicate clones, temporary clones, the REM activated ones, you're more emotional than you are in real life. Like, your feelings get hurt way easier, and you do a whole lot more crying and stuff. And so I don't know. It's not like you don't have a soul. It's like you're just temporarily, your soul is blapped into the clone. They don't call it a soul though. They call it a consciousness. And when you wake up, your clone goes limp and drops. They usually keep all of them sitting in the stands, watching whatever's going on down in the main circle. Like, it's a hockey rink that's smaller than a regulation hockey rink, and it's got dirt in the center instead of ice. And people run around doing stuff down there, and they have tortured me on a rack down there while people watched and stuff, and screaming and stuff there. It's pretty sick. Yeah, so they keep them in a seated position, because in case, like, say Gwen Stefani wakes up in real life down in Beverly Hills, wherever she lives, her clone will drop to the floor, and if she hits her elbow or her head off the floor, she can't use that clone the next night because she probably broke her arm or cracked her head. So they keep them in a seated position, and when they wake up, they slump forward and go, meh, like sometimes make noises, and the person next to them, just real commonplace, just reaches out and holds them up, and then a person comes over and drags them off on a dolly to be stored until the next night on racks underneath. Stainless steel racks, 5 high, like bunk beds, and they just lump them on there till the next night. They put a feeding tube down their throat, and they're totally comatose till they get reactivated the next night when they're in a REM stage, full REM stage. Yeah, I know like a lot about it.
I didn't really follow that whole thing. It just enters into my mind because I just read a story of a mother, 22-year-old mother who's HIV positive, and as a child was put on AZT, these horrific chemotherapy drugs, I guess, or they're HIV drugs. And she was dying from the drugs, and so her parents took her off the drugs, and it was a big political thing for her not to be on AZT and HIV positive. So now that she has a baby, they've grabbed her baby from her and are forcing her baby to be poisoned. And I just thought of it because you talked about these feeding tubes, and they've got this tube going into the baby's stomach, and I had a baby also in an intensive care unit, so I know the kind of torture that babies are subjected to through what we call modern medicine. But this particular baby has been totally poisoned and attacked, and has a tube right into his stomach, and is being force-fed these very toxic things. It seems to me that the evil is very mainstream today, and children are being tortured in what most people think is, an okay setting, right?
Well, one thing about that is something people don't realize. Some people say when they hear about something that on the news, someone wanted to chop up somebody down in their basement and eat them, they're like, how can a human being think something like that? And the thing is, it's because it's not a human being. It's a parasited host of a human being from this lizard.